Embark with us on a mind-boggling, out-of-this-world and mystery-filled adventure as we explore one of the most amazing sci-fi stories of all time. Sit back and enjoy the show. The movie starts in what looks like the Sonoran Desert, Mexico. Cartographer David Laughlin meets French-spoke Claude Lacombe. David, despite hired as interpreter, he reveals he is a mapmaker. The two men, with a crew, soon find an unusual sight. A circle of airplanes with fresh fuel still in the tanks. Later, these planes are identified as part of Flight 19. A team of naval planes went missing on Florida coast in 1945. Pilots are missing, but it still looks fresh as they start engines. The men soon find after the local who reported the planes. They notice the man had red sunburn on one side of his face. The man claims that there's sun in the evening and it spoke to him. In an air traffic management tower in the United States. Receive calls UFO at high altitudes over commercial flight. Tower asks the pilots to report incident, but the pilots declined. In the fictional town of Muncie, Indiana, Pennsylvania, a mysterious power outage disrupts two different families. The first family is made up of Jillian and her son Barry. Barry woke up finding all his toys mysteriously comes to life. Goes to kitchen to find something eating foods in the ref. Instead of being scared, Barry seems to glad to see them. Jillian wakes up by the noise of Barry's toys creeping in bed. She finds Barry outside that runs into the woodlands. So, she heads out and wanders into the woodlands to find him. The second family is Roy Neary, a powerline man. Roy receives a call and goes to respond for service. He stops railroad crossing and things outside acts oddly. A strange craft flies overhead and flashing bright lights at him. His car electronics glitched up and vibrates spontaneously. And skims by the road beaming lights scanning for something. After the craft disappears, Roy drives truck and chase it. As Jillian emerges, he saw sun in middle of highway. Roy driving fast nearly collided Barry by the road. They shocked by several strange colored lit craft fly by her. The UFO flashed red on its tail streaks in the highway. Was chased by several nearby responding police cars. Roy gets in his service truck, joins and races after them. Then watch the strange craft fly over the cliff's edge. Then ascend and disappears into black storm clouds overhead. Then electricity returns to normal on a darkened city beneath. Roy returns home eager to explain what he saw. But his wife shrugged and doesn't believe him. Roy suffers sunburn from being dazzled by the UFO. But still his wife doesn't trust and believes him at all. In another desert region, a mysterious ship appeared. Bob and Claude travel the world to witness bizarre events. India, group of people chanting bizarre 5-note sequence. They claimed that is coming and given from the sky. Both of them return and teach scientists how to use it. A few days later, Roy runs into Jillian and Barry. Jillian talks about a note and a picture of a mountain. Roy soon falls in love with the same mountain. NASA studied musical note represented by numbers. Realizes it as geographical coordinates for landing. Jillian returns back home to Muncie. One night the same lights descend toward her house. She locks house knowing they will take her son. They're horrified as everything vibrates with creepy lights. The aliens mysteriously abducted her son Barry. As she watches, the UFO disappears into the storm clouds. She takes her story to the news outlets hoping for help. Not long, a representative discusses the matter with locals. Denies UFO is real or any government's cover-ups. The musical notation and text suggest alien is coming to Earth. So, the military and NASA create a false alarm at landing region. Wyoming was cordoned, declared as unsafe to a toxic spill. Roy increasingly obsessed with the images in his mind. He begins carving it with mashed potatoes. and sculpting it in putty in his shaving cream. Throws dirt, plant debris, bricks, and chicken fencing. Roy's behavior pushes his wife to leave her house. After, Roy builds a giant flat-top mountain. Then fights with his wife over the phone. He watches a news report on TV that shows Devil's Tower. Notices the same structure he's been obsessing over time. Following a false military chemical spill warning, Roy heads to Devil's Tower only to find everyone's leaving. He finds Jillian, and the two of them try to get into the tower. They speed up, evades, and takes shortcut on countryside. However, they are intercepted by some military soldiers. Roy is brought in front of Bob and Claude. Bob and Claude listen to Roy's strange story. Stories of attracted to the mountain structure near the base. Bob and Claude make an appeal to the military director, but denies their theory that these people were called. Then tries to get the civilians to leave the area. Larry, Jillian and Roy sneak to the other end of mountain. Army sprays area with toxic dust that puts Larry into coma. Roy and Jillian avoid the choppers and make their way. They find a huge landing strip built by the mountainside. The two of them sneak and hid in the mountain. Then smaller UFOs appear before a mothership descends. At first by communicating with the smaller vessels. The scientist plays the note that they find in India. The UFO responds on the musical note they play. After a few minutes of musical interplay with UFO, numerous smaller UFO appears with dazzling lights. The scientist frantically runs for cover till they see. Then suddenly the UFO disappears mysteriously. And then to the larger hovering mothership. The mothership's so huge that it covers entire mountain. They were shocked by the sheer size of mothership. It lands on the runway, and they play the tones. After an intense musical tone play conversation. Suddenly, hatch opens and dozens of people emerges. They are the abductees. They seem okay but not aged. One of them is Jillian, abducted and missing son. Few minutes, the bottom opens up with alien emerges. They are humanoid in appearance but very small. Not more than 3 feet in height and have large eyes. He asks him to join the dozen people selected to leave. Roy hesitated but willingly accepts his invitation. The volunteers lined up towards the ship. But an alien walked down and personally chooses Roy. When Claude sees that Roy has witnessed the exchange, Claude smiles and acknowledges to them all. Roy and accept others aboard the UFO mothership. Before leaving, the alien performs the hand salute tones. It ascends, slowly fly away and disappears in the sky, and then embarks on a greatest journey to outer space. We hope you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed creating it for you. If you found value, entertainment, or inspiration, please consider giving it a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button so you never miss out on our latest content. Your support fuels our passion and motivates us to keep delivering high-quality videos just for you. We love hearing from our amazing community, so don't hesitate to leave a comment. Let's keep the conversation going. Peace out.